Hi guys, it's Professor Olson taking a look at your sketches for the week 2 discussion. Starting off with Charlie, you're doing Stonehaven English toffee, which is kind of like a traditional English toffee. You have 12 unique ideas. You have clear, nice sketches. They're in the template. This is exactly what we want to see. So great job on that. Uh, uh, there's two ways to sort of assess logos. One is sort of the concept, the idea. The other is visual impact. And I think you've got a little bit of both in several of these. So this is great work. Um, this first one is really interesting visually, but I can't quite tell what it's supposed to be. What is that?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the sun behind it, and then there's like a little house and there's stairs going up to
Oh
it.
yeah,
So
I see it now. Yeah, I like that. I would definitely pursue that to the next step. I love this one, number 9, with the castle on the rock, but with the giant, sort of like the iceberg underneath the water. Uh, that's really cool. Um, I think the little character is probably off base for this brand, considering it's sort of an older audience and a little more serious. Uh, I like the stack of rocks. I don't know that it makes a great visual for your logo. The cross swords with the shield, I think there's something to that, but you'd have to sort of create something a little more unique out of it. The key is a cool idea, but visually, like ideally your logo would fit in a square or circle, it'd be like those sort of proportions. So this one proportionally doesn't work, but what if you use the key with the sword to make it different? Number 8.
you mean like combine, like use the shield but make the sword's key?
Yeah, the keys to the castle,
Yeah, that's cool.
Stonehaven. Yeah. So I think at number 1, number 9, and number 8 are your 3 that you want to take to the next level. But good job on this.
Thank you.
Brandon, uh, I'm just going to go to you next.
I'm kind of
Isabel, I just went, yeah, I just
just
went
turned it in
past.
this morning.
Uh, and what was your product again? Brandon, what was your product?
Thor's Coffee.
Oh, yeah. Uh, yeah, so it should be, sorry, I'm still figuring out where everybody is. I think you're in this one.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
There it is. All right. Again, 12 unique ideas, sketches placed in the template. Good job. You had a little trouble with your photography.
Yeah, that'll be cleaned up before the next round, but
Yeah, and yeah, you could go into Photoshop and sort of clean up a little bit of that. I think that you did some good research on Thor. Like not many people realize that this is the shape of his actual original hammer.
half of my friends are Nordic and I'm mostly pagan at this point, so all I had to do was reach out and I had ample materials for me.
Yeah, his chariot is pulled by goats, so you got the goat head.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you did some terrific research. Are there 3 of these that you feel strongly about going to the next level with?
Right now, 9 is definitely the front runner. I think
Yeah,
10 could be in the mix.
which is sort of like a
Um,
coffee bean, but with different sort of.
with a different like almost chainmail texture to it, and then just do lightning bolts, just real nice, real faint, real just intricately, like almost weave them together in the middle there, just to kind of perform a little contrast buffer.
What is number 8? I like number 8 as well.
Eight is supposed to be like a bright blue eyeball with lightning and sparks coming out of it, just kind of sunk into an overhead shot of a cup of coffee. That's kind of what I was seeing, but putting it down to paper with my art skill not happening.
No, I like
So
that.
that was the best attempt we could get.
Uh, I like 8. I like 9. I think 10 could work.
Mhm.
You know, even though this is just the hammer, you've drawn it in a compelling way.
Right. One could work. It would just need a lot of, a lot more attention to detail. But with the way that the goats ended up flanking it, and almost
Yeah.
highlighting it perfectly in 9, I think that
Yeah,
9
that's
would
it.
be a stronger option overall.
All right, so go for 8, 9, and 10.
Sounds about right.
And remember, I know you have a lot of detail in here, but remember you're working on an icon. So try to, temper your
So it would be
detail.
okay to simplify the shape and not have as
Yeah.
many Celtic swirls in there. All right, because that's what was getting me hung up. Because a lot of them I just only did half of the pattern because it was so just painstaking and annoying to try to
Yeah.
crank out a whole pattern. So if I can just simplify it, add in a couple swirls and whoop-de-doos, I think it'll be better.
Yes. Take it easy on the whoop-de-doos, but yes.
All right. That'll work for me.
All right. Isabel,
Yes.
you are doing, here it is, blood orange chocolate.
Yes.
And you got 10 sketches.
I updated it actually. There's 12. I don't know why it's not showing up. I just updated it a little bit ago.
Let's see. I'm not, unless you did a new post. Did you do a new post?
No, I just edited the original and uploaded the new image.
Oh, okay. So let me just refresh there. There it is. Oh, that's your response. All right. We're almost there. There it is.
There we go.
12 sketches. All right. So some cool things. Visual impact. You've got a bit of that going on. You did some, what I would call just visual exploration, like thinking about chocolate and orange together. The Spanish part is kind of key. So I think that this is really interesting. And this looks like almost like an orange wedge here. Do you see that?
Actually it does. Huh. Okay.
I would play that up, and that could be one of your ideas. The crown is very elegant and kind of gives me the feeling of this brand a little bit. But the big blank orange, I'm not sure how that plays out visually.
Well, I could add like the inside of the blood orange instead of just the outside of the orange, and then
If it was sliced and you saw the segments, you mean?
Yeah,
do that. So that's 1, 2. So for your third idea, see, you wrote out the name, which you're really trying to create an icon. This has like all the ingredients, so it's interesting, but I don't know that it makes a great logo. I think there's something to this number 5 with the drip. But
yeah. Number 5 and 8 are pretty much the same thing, but with 8, I cut it in half instead of just leaving it like the outside.
All right. So do this. Do number 3, do number 8, and do number 10 with the change that we talked about.
Okay.
Good job. Yeah, and don't write out the name, everybody. All right. Ashley. Ashley, what is your product that you're working on?
It's Shaman tea.
Shaman tea. All right. I see this. You did an update, didn't you?
I did not. I was actually away from the keyboard, away from the computer, and then appointment.
All right. So you got 1 sketch.
Yes.
All right. So this is, did you watch the video on brainstorming that's in the assignment?
I did not. I'm not that far.
Okay. So I would watch that next to try to get your ideas.
Okay.
So
I did go to Pinterest to get inspiration.
This one, this
Okay.
video, watch that. Hopefully that will help you. Your product is sort of a Southwestern, so there's some Native American culture and things from the Southwest that you could sort of get. If you look at Native American culture and what like shamanism and things like that, this is sort of feed your brain so that you have more to work with.
See, I was looking at Tibetan, like Om Mantra, and
Yeah, because the word shaman comes from
Yes.
the Tibetan. Yeah, well, that's good research. But yeah, read your creative brief and see and watch that brainstorming video, and hopefully that'll help you get flowing.
okay.
Because this is honestly one of the hardest things to do as a designer is fill the blank spot, coming up with the ideas. That's the hardest thing. So if you're struggling with that, that's normal. But I'm trying to give you some tools to help you get through that. So,
Well, thank you.
all right, Felicia.
Hello.
Felicia, there you are, right there. All right, Brainiac Coffee. You've got 12 sketches. They're pretty clear and unique. Some of them are a little redundant, I would say. And yeah, this is like a pictogram. The brainy cup of coffee is kind of fun. This has got some personality. This number one is just, he's got like the Albert Einstein hair.
Yeah, I was
And
going for it's a sun technically, but I was trying to give him like a mad scientist vibe also.
all right, Mad Scientist is right on track for this product. So,
Okay.
and you got one here too. If you did something like this, I would sort of like focus it in, like create some sort of containing shape so that you can get closer in on his head rather than the whole body.
Okay.
But I love your characters because you've got some personality, and that goes a long way. So I like number one. I like number 5 with a bit of a change, and maybe number 7. The pictogram, I've seen that done a lot for logos lately, but it's sort of a tough visually to like hold together as a nice icon.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah. So there you go. Your number 1, number 5, and what did I say? Number 7. That's it.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go back to the top of the list, and you guys are welcome to stay or go if you choose. So where were we? Up here. Ebony. Wasabi rice cakes. So these are sort of for type A personality, explore, adventure, all that. I don't really see a lot of that in these ideas. Sort of a meditating figure. I see a lot of stacks of things. I guess these are rice cakes. It's got Asian flavor to it, so maybe there's some Asian imagery you could use. These sketches are very kind of dark, low contrast. Some are blurry. They're on graph paper. So this is not really, we want to see a little better presentation of the sketches. And your ideas don't seem super connected to the creative brief. So I would go back to the drawing board, watch that video, which I just was talking about, brainstorming, and see if that helps you come up with some more ideas, because right now I don't really see anything that's suitable as a logo for this. All right, Caitlin, you're doing atomic cookies, and I'm glad that you have the enthusiasm for this. Clearly, you've got some mid-century space age ideas that are really fun. You're also writing out the name a lot, which we don't want. What we want is for you to develop a logo icon and then add logo type, atomic cookies category. Oops, over here. No, this one. This kind of cool shape feels like Star Trek. I could be wrong. None of these kind of have the visual impact I'm looking for. This one probably the closest, number 8, with this mid-century sort of stylizing, but I wouldn't put the name in that. Maybe that's the cookie. These are cool shapes, but again, you need to create an icon in a square or circle shape that embodies everything you want. So This is like a mushroom cloud. I think you're trying too hard to work the type in, and that's part of what's messing you up. Then the atom with the cookie and then, electrons going around it, that's a good idea. This could be a good idea. Maybe Saturn's rings. So those would be the 3 top contenders right now. But I would maybe give it another round and try not to write out the words and just figure out the visuals that you want. And consider maybe there's a character, could be a human, could be an animal, something that you want to add to that mix. All right, Paul, YOLO cookies. These are cookies you only live once. They're full of chocolate and delicious things that are not good for you. So have some fun. I see a lot of cookies and what looks like a chef. I wouldn't try to do the word sort of pictogram version. A character is an interesting idea, but you've got to have a YOLO character. One that is like extreme sports or doing something crazy, a little bit of hedonistic, think like Captain Morgan, like that type of thing. So I think you got some more sketching to do, because I'm not really seeing, some of these trying to spell it out and it's very illegible. I'm not sure what that is. So maybe watch that brainstorming video, take another crack at some sketches. All right. Fracci, you're here. What is your product that you're working on? I think you were in section 3. Am I saying your name right? Fracci? There we go. Here it is, cactus cookies. Beautiful sketches, well done, really clear, placed in the template. This is exactly what we're looking for. A fair amount, pretty unique. A little bit of redundancy, but these have both concept and some visual impact. Did you have 3 that you particularly like out of these?
I would say number 10.
Yeah, the
3.
Lotus. 3, I like 3
Yeah.
too.
And I was thinking either 9 or 2. I'm not sure.
Yeah, this kind of feels like a flower pot. I like number 2. I like 3 as well. I even think number 12 has some impact. 10, I think you got some good options. This one is interesting. I'm not sure what it means, but
I was trying to do like the little flower ornaments that you can find like in Mexican tiles.
oh yeah.
So I was
Well,
going with that kind of flow.
you have some great options. I would love to see number 2. I think that you could, right now this is very linear, a lot of line work, but when you get into it, you can maybe have some fills and things like that. Same thing with number 10. This one, number 3, has some great impact and it's interesting. And then number 12 too. I love those shapes in the moon. You working in Procreate?
Yes, I work in Procreate.
Yeah, looks good. Great
Thank you.
job.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Ashley. I keep going, jumping around. No, that's Ashlyn. Ashley, what is your product?
Do you mean me or someone else?
Ashley Hagen.
You already did me. I'm just here for
Oh,
more learning.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm, you can tell I got a lot to review here. All right. Let's see, where were we? All right, Paul, we did Ashland. Oh yeah, okay, Ashland, Bermuda tea. So this is very, very English tea. I see a tea bag with a triangle, a cup with a triangle, cup with a triangle, a cup with a tea bag, a cup and a tea bag with a Union Jack. A lot of redundancy. These are very, very similar ideas. The flag, I understand that becomes a very much a symbol of Britain and the English heritage of this, but I don't think it makes a great logo. The crown is interesting. It looks like you got a bit of a crown there. Let's see, what's number 11? This, I'm not quite sure what's going on with this one. I think you need to do more sketches. And if you think about Bermuda and the tradition, number 8, you know, maybe if you do want to use the British flag, you can use number 8 with the triangle. I think that's the best one of those. I would not use tea bags or teacups. And you can think more symbolically about what it means. You can look at more British heraldic kind of things. Like if you think about the twist, that Bermuda was discovered by shipwreck, and there's a very British influence there, but it's not, you know, it's not England. So you want to like sort of combine those things in an interesting way. Maybe there's a shield, a heraldic thing with stuff from the Bermuda Triangle, Bermuda Sea, those kind of things. So I think number 8 is one idea. I think you need to do some more sketches. All right, Charlie, Dawn. Yes, all right, Dawn. So Granny's Secret. So this is sort of like a bootlegger Granny. Number 5 is a lot of fun. You're writing out the name. You don't need to write the name. You just need to give us a really impactful visual. Right now, these feel very sort of scattered and like they're different sort of cartoon scenarios. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different grannies. That's very highly redundant. By the way, maybe Granny could be an animal character. And what would that look like? With the kick. It's like a literal kick. I think that if you look at sort of bootlegger work, artwork and things like that, you might come up with more ideas. You definitely got one with Granny. And it's a fun character that you've drawn. Maybe there are other characters you can come up with. So you can come up with a total of 3 unique ideas. Because some of these are like a whole scenario with like a scene and stuff's happening. You're trying to create a single icon. So think of it as a simple sort of picture, you know, like we showed in the lecture, like the taxi, you know, it's just a car with a bump on the roof. So more closer to that. All right, Charlie. Hope. Blood orange chocolate. This is Spanish. I don't really see a lot of Spanish heritage here. A monogram, initials, not the greatest idea. Maybe one of those would work, but and then a picture of what the product actually is, just orange with chocolate. This number 7 is kind of an interesting stylized version. That could be a logo. This flower in an orange, I think, is kind of interesting. Number 9. So you got maybe 2 ideas, maybe a number 11, but I would look at more of the sort of Spanish heritage and see if there's something else that comes to mind in addition to those. Let's see, Mallory. Oh yeah, Sweet Tooth Gummies. 12 sketches, pretty clear, unique ideas. You got different types of characters. Like number 9 is way too complicated. Number 5 is fun. Number 2 is fun. Number 3, the tooth maybe could work. 12 is like a crown. I don't know, you got several good ideas here, so it's up to you, but I would say number 2, number 5, and number 8. Those would be the ones I like the best. This is a bit complex, simple, containing shape maybe. Think that it's an icon. I like number 4 too. You can pick which ones you really like, but you've got several options, so good job. This we did. Doug, all right. So you did not follow the instructions for the assignment. You didn't download a creative brief, so you're working off of something that you've made up. You need to go back and get a creative brief from the assignment and follow the directions. This is not going to cut it for the assignment, so make sure you're reading that, watching the video, following directions. All right, Tanner, this is Peace Cookies, which are kind of new agey messages. The chef could be for anything. Chef Boyardee. Peace symbol in Chinese writing. Peace sign. Lotus flower. This doesn't really, it's not like unique enough. Neither is number 7. You're sort of like hedging around it. But maybe it's combining a couple of things. Like, is the peace dove the chef? Or, you know, does the flower become, is like combined with the writing or something? You could also do other kinds of characters. Let's see, number 10 is cookie, oh, doing the peace sign. If your cookie is more of a character, because he looks kind of a sad face, more personality, maybe that could work. Just drawing a cookie there, number 11, fortune cookie, that's just a picture of the product. That's not a logo. There's the peace sign. Yeah, so think about maybe a character. I like the idea of number 6, but it's got to be sort of rendered more of an icon. This has some visual impact, but it needs more of a concept, an idea to it. I hope that's helpful. I feel like it's a little confusing, but maybe more of a character with personality. All right. Melissa, Big Reds, Texas Chili. I would love these to have a little more contrast so you could see them better. You give me a screenshot of your whole screen. You can export a JPEG of any page from InDesign. All right, I like number 1. Some of these are more like illustrations, like a whole scene. The state of Texas personified. This is not really a great drawing, but maybe that could work. I like the chili character. That's interesting. So number 1, number 4. So number 12. Oh, it's the bean. The human bean. Bean as a character, maybe. This scene is interesting, but you'd have to sort of contain it and make it more iconic a little bit. So you're hedging around it. I think number 1 could work, number 4, maybe 12, maybe 8 if it's more contained and simplified. All right. Nicole, yeah, so good, clear sketches, somewhat unique ideas. You got mushroom cloud, electrons, an atom bomb, a nuclear symbol. I'm not quite sure what number 7 is. Let's go back. Nuclear helmet. Okay. Death. I don't know that that's great for a food product. Smiling nuclear reactor. Your instinct to create a character is really good, and I like that. But I would get out of just atomic and nuclear stuff. You've got too much of that. So if you think about more sort of Area 51, aliens, is there something like that? Think of that movie Rango. Are there characters, animal characters, things like that that you could use? Because right now, I'm not feeling like any is a great concept for a logo. Number 10 has some visual impact, but why is it a coffee cup? They're cookies. So cookie in the middle, somebody else came up with that too, but you know, that could work. Smiling mushroom cloud is kind of freaky. So think more Area 51 and more mid-century kind of stuff and more characters. I hope that's helpful. All right. Cydasia. Not in the template, a little dark. Make sure you're able to put these into the InDesign template. You're doing mint soap? No. Oh, sweet tooth gummies also. All right. Don't do STG. Character, really good. Number 12, I like that. Number 6 could be something. This is way too complex and difficult cropping and all that. There's something about the flower there that could work. Number 1. So number 1, number 12, number 6. You maybe have 3 ideas. A bear. I wouldn't do gummy because gummy bears. I hope that's helpful. All right, Olivia. Black Sea Chocolate. These are wonderful sketches, well done, really clear. Their concepts are a little off because this is sort of Black Sea Ukrainian. I would get more of Ukrainian culture in there. I like the crown. The diamond with chocolate's interesting idea. And then a lot of these feel like ads for a jewelry store or something. So consider a little more about Ukrainian culture, the Black Sea culture, and imagery from there that might be able to help you. Seems like you grabbed onto luxury and just went with that as a solo idea for this. So expand your ideas a little more, and I think you'll have more concepts with good drawings, good presentation of this. All right, Alicia. Salty dogs, sea salt caramels, dog coated in caramel. I like number 2. I like number 6. Number 11 is kind of redundant with number 2, but it's also good. This whole scene, but I don't really see the dog. Dog in the wave. I like that. That's good. So 2, 8, maybe 6. Ooh, I like 5. You have several good options. Good presentation as well. All right, Samantha, you did Wedgwood cookies. You understand what Wedgwood is about. You've got some really interesting kind of intricate patterns. You're doing what I would call visual exploration, which is just sort of things related, but this really doesn't make a logo icon. The presentation of your sketches are a little dark, but they're very clear. You can see them. I like number 1. I like number 11 somehow. I don't know how you would do that. It can't be that detailed. The bird is nice as well. This is kind of a really interesting pattern if you can create that. This is just sort of a visual of the ingredients, or a visual of, just like some are really complex and interesting and others are way too simple. You got to find that balance. 1, 6, 11, maybe 8. Those are all good ones. Isabel, we did. Felicia, we did that. All right. And Ashley, okay. down to Martin. All right, Martin, mint soap. I feel like you didn't read your creative brief. You didn't watch the video of the directions. You've got a lot of mint leaves, very highly redundant, and you wrote out the name. If you recall in the lecture, I said, don't write out the name. First thing you want to do is develop your icon, and then you will add the logo type to it. There's nothing Japanese here. It doesn't feel like a beauty product. It just feels like you're reconfiguring mint leaves and the words mint soap over and over again. So read your creative brief, do a little more research, look at beauty products in that category. Think about your target audience, what's going to attract them, and come up with some more sketches. All right, Robert, maritime soap. You're not presenting these in the template. I don't know why you went through the trouble of adding numbers. They're in the template. Decent sketches. Interesting symbolism. Number 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you just got a bar of soap. That's not a logo. Some waves that look kind of ferocious. This looks like a bird or something. What is number 7? Ah, yeah, Viking. All right, I like that. Life preserver, lifesaver. Don't write out the name. All right, so the ones I like are number 1, maybe number 2, number 7. This feels very generic. The chevron, this is sort of an abstract boat. If you did it more like a Viking ship, if you sort of went with that, that could work maybe. But you're doing some thinking. So that's where I think 1, 2, 7, and maybe 3. All right. Ella, cactus cookies. You got them in the template. They're a little dark. You give me a screenshot so all the guides are still there. Lot of redundancy, like cactus silhouette, cactus silhouette, cactus silhouette, cactus abstracted, cactus with a bite out, cookie with a bite out behind the cactus. I like number 12. I like number 5. I think you need to do more sketches. Again, you could also think about characters, animal characters, or who eats these cookies? What do they like? Expand it out. Watch that brainstorming video and see if you can come up with a few more sketch ideas for this. All right, Alicia. This doesn't say what the product is, but I'm thinking it's Layla's Coffee from North Africa. So North Africa, like Morocco or sort of the Arab cultures, things like that. I don't really see any of that here. This looks like 2 rolls of toilet paper. This is like an African mask. There's a character. A character is a good idea. Artwork from Tunisia, Morocco. Those are where this comes from. Look at that and see if that gives you some more ideas, because you seem to grasp that that could be a logo. So I like 3 as an option. Fair trade coffee, a pair of hands. That doesn't really sell the coffee itself. It's sort of like a added bonus. And then Layla's fair trade initials. Don't do that. You have much more interesting 5, 2, 3, that vein, but make sure you're doing the research and understanding where this comes from. Africa is a gigantic continent with many, many, many cultures. And this is really specific to the North African, Tunisia and Algeria and Morocco and that area, and see if that helps you narrow down some ideas. All right, Craig, sea salt caramel. This is Salty Dog Sea Salt. Again, don't write out the name. Decent sketches. You only got 10. So right away, I like number 3. I like number 9. I like number 4. See if you can do some more and challenge yourself not to use a dog. So what else could it be? Are there animals that live in the ocean that are called dogs? Maybe. Think about that. This is very cute. Your sketches are charming. Don't write out the name, as we said, and see if you can come up with a few more. All right, Kiandra Tupemate, which is a tea from South America. You didn't put your sketches in the template. This is kind of a bit dark, so you want to like make it high contrast. It's a little bit hard to tell what's going on in these sketches. So rainforest behind a teacup. Challenging task, but if you could pull that off, it might work. 2 is sugar cubes. I wouldn't do that. That doesn't relate to the brand. This one, number 3, has some visual impact, and it looks like a Tupi headdress. Yeah, that's good. 4, an umbrella and a drink. I don't think that matches the brand well. 5, a bow and arrow used by the Tupi people. She really did some research, which is really good. But yeah, I think that could work. Number 1, number 3, number 5. You're sort of stuck in the cups and presenting the drink itself. Maybe there's a Tupi character that you could use as well. The honey is a cool idea, part of it, because it's sweet, it's medicinal, but she's too many cups. So right now, number 1, number 3, and number 5 could be the best ones, but I would encourage you to kind of get beyond the cups and see if you can think of a character, a face, a person, an animal, something like that that might also be a representative for this product. All right, I think that is all. I hope I got everybody's critique done. I will be back on tomorrow at noon, so if you didn't get a critique today or you have updates, I will look again tomorrow. See you then.